Peace and welcome to another unboxing video. Today is all about the Brawler 64. It is the wireless Brawler 64, I should say. Keychain, the manual. But we are interested in this right here and this right here. I'm glad that's in the box like that. I think that's cleverly packaged. So yeah, this goes right in to the console. You can put your memory card there. And this is the dongle built in for this to connect, USB-C. That's good to see. If you remember the very first Brawler, this would catch L1. As you can see now, it's not even close. It feels very similar to the wired Brawler, but this is the wireless Brawler. Cable seems 3.5, 4 feet. We'll say about a 4-foot cable. So not the worst. But at the same time, we aren't going to need this. But maybe just to charge. Even though I already have a USB-C cable I'll use to charge, so this one can just stay brand new like that. Another thing that I want to check out is I have the original Brawler 64. So all around this box is smaller. It contains a dongle but no cable. And now let's compare the actual controllers. The one thing that I was noticing earlier, like you can notice it instantly. It almost clicks. This is real squishy. It doesn't click, it's just like pushing on a piece of rubber and it just bounces back. This, I'd have to say I like this a lot more. When it comes to these two Z buttons, I like this a lot more. The size looks to be about the exact same as well. Obviously, besides the port. So this one is a lot thinner. But otherwise, those are comparable. A few last comparisons. Since I own the Jungle Green 64, I wanted to see, how it matches up. Also, how does the controller stack up? I'd have to say that matches. So I do like that. You got the Jungle Green 64 and the Jungle Green 64 controller. That does look pretty good. The analog is identical as the wired Brawler 64. I didn't notice any difference while playing, and the only real difference isn't the analog itself, but the shape of the cutout on the case. The new wireless controller has a more defined corner, while the wired one has more of a rounded corner. It doesn't really affect the gameplay, but it's worth noting. I find the analog to be one of the best parts about the controller. It's not too sensitive and yet still responsive. It's on par with the HoriPad Mini. And I definitely prefer this style over one similar to the Hyperkin Admiral. In our best of Nintendo 64 controllers, we ranked the Brawler 64 near the top as far as D-pad. I would like to retract that statement. I have found the Tribute 64 to be a better D-pad than the Brawler 64, and I think the Hori is even better. The only thing the Tribute has is it's a little bit bigger, but I still find the Hori to be near the best when it comes to D-pad. And then when it comes to the wireless Brawler 64, this D-pad is better than the wired. This one feels a little bit squishy, kind of like the trigger buttons. This one feels a little more defined. That's the only way I can really explain it. It almost has kind of like the triggers again, where it almost clicks. So as far as D-pads, I go with the Hori, I go with the Tribute, I go with the wireless Brawler, then the wired Brawler. This must be mentioned. You do have the memory card slot on both, but look at this. This one has a lot more options. This one is definitely the superior dongle. This literally has one LED, one memory card slot, okay? Now check out this one. You have transfer mode or card mode, so you can transfer or just use it in the actual card mode. You have a micro SD slot. You have two LEDs, so you can actually tell a little bit what's going on, and you have a sync button. So out of these two, the dongle is definitely superior by Hyperkin. The last thing I want to do is try some memory cards and some different accessories in this slot. These two memory cards are third party, so if they fit a little bit different, it's understandable, even though that fits well. This one fits just as well. It's not too tight, but it's tight enough where it's not going to fall out. You're not going to be able to shake that out of there. It won't move. So the memory cards all fit good. The rumble pack, the third party, fits good. Transfer pack. This one's a little bit tighter, but maybe because it's a little bit heavier, you want a tighter fit. And the Nintendo brand rumble pack, which I don't know why you'd ever have that in there, because this is going to be plugged into the console, but just to show that it does fit. This is the one that I would be using, my Nintendo 64, the official OEM memory card. Might as well just leave that in there. So all the peripherals, all the little accessories that you get fit just fine. Rumble packs, memory cards, you're good to go. Also, I want to see how easy this plugs in. I know certain controllers don't always fit so good. Sometimes you gotta like really push it in there, but this fits perfect. Before I wrap up this video, I do want to report some of my findings. This might not be the controller for everybody. Let me explain. I like to use this adapter right here. I can use Nintendo 64 controllers on my PC. This does not work with this USB adapter. And I know you may be thinking, like, did I expect it to work? You know what? I did. I have this Hyperkin, and this one works. But I'm not a fan of this analog. That's another story. We'll get to that one later. The point being, this adapter works. If you're playing on a console, this might be a good one for you, but do not expect this USB adapter to work. Overall, I think this controller is near the top of the list when it comes to many of the different aspects. It may not be the absolute best at anything, but it performs well at almost everything. The D-pad isn't the best for certain games, but for most games where you don't really use it all that much, it should get the job done. Last but not least, shout out to gold level patrons, Bearsona, Quantum X, and Chris Hayes. I'm ICC, thanks for watching, peace.